Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Let's rock and roll that rabbit hole.
Most people don't know about the Grand Canyon's greatest and darkest conspiracy. They hide that conspiracy in plain sight. It's rife with Egyptian artifacts and geology. Where is the evidence for such outlandish claims, you may ask? The national park took a page out of Egyptian mythology when they named the formations. After a short little hike from the North Rim, you can catch a glimpse of Juno Temple, Jupiter Temple, Apollo Temple, and Osiris's Temple. Would I find evidence myself of such outrageous claims? The true story of a civilization now lost. The artifacts that they found at the Grand Canyon had an Egyptian origin. They found shrines, they found mummies, they found gold, they found temples. This information has been suppressed by the Smithsonian. What exactly are they hiding? It doesn't stop there either. 1920s, when the Grand Canyon was going to go from a monument to a national park, President Harding went on a voyage of understanding trip to try and understand what exactly was going on at these national parks. He couldn't quite understand. It was on this very trip that he died. His illness was treated with arsenic. Was he treated or poisoned or assassinated for trying to understand what was the Grand Canyon and its Egyptian artifacts? As I was getting to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, I felt like I was getting closer to the bottom of solving this riddle of what the Grand Canyon really was. There must be some Egyptian mythology hidden in the no-fly zones on the map. There are so many places in the Grand Canyon that are banned to the public or you can't even go to. If you veer off course, the authorities will come and get you. And there's even places in the Grand Canyon that's forbidden to drink water from. It was in the 1920s. The government coincidentally decided they wanted to survey the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon. And coincidentally, on this infamous boating expedition, President Harding passed away, and they named a rapid after him to send a signal they would control the narrative of the Grand Canyon.
They are definitely hiding something in the Grand Canyon. The death of the president on this journey definitely adds a new element. Where do the stories of Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon come from? Old newspaper clippings? Why wouldn't you be able to drink the water? Is it riddled with toxins? Or are they possibly hiding something else? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Very cool. It almost looks AI generated, doesn't it? Those birds flying formations are incredible. I believe they're a species of sparrow that's indigenous to Italy, Spain. But there's something else going on in Spain you might want to take a look at.
Spain just plunged into darkness, but not because of hackers. On April 28th, a massive blackout hit Spain, Portugal, and parts of southern France. Millions were left without power, with trains, airports, hospitals, and even mobile networks disrupted. But the cause wasn't a cyber attack. It was an ultra-rare atmospheric phenomenon. Sudden extreme temperature changes triggered vibrations in high-voltage power lines, crashing the grid. Authorities say it's one of the most extraordinary events ever recorded in Europe's energy network. Could this be a warning for bigger blackouts?
April 2025. On April 21st, 2025, Spain set a record. Solar, wind and hydro together supplied 100% of mainland Spain's electricity needs for several continuous hours on a working day. It wasn't just a few hours at night or low demand, It was full daytime operation. This was historic for Spain and Europe, showing that renewable energy can meet full national demand. Spain's grid at that moment was powered by around 48% wind, around 30% solar, around 22% hydroelectric. Fossil fuel and nuclear plants were essentially idle during these hours. So when the rare atmospheric phenomenon hit and vibrated the transmission lines, the grid was more vulnerable than if it had been running on big spinning fossil nuclear turbines. The grid wasn't yet fully adapted to run a renewable-based system in the face of extreme physical events like this one.
A blackout just hit parts of Europe, and people aren't buying the explanation. Spain, Portugal, and parts of France just went dark, and no one really knows why. Earlier today, a massive blackout hit the Iberian Peninsula, knocking out power in major cities like Madrid, Lisbon, and Barcelona. Trains stopped, traffic lights failed, airports scrambled, and even the Madrid Open tennis tournament was suspended mid-match. The official explanation? A rare atmospheric phenomenon called induced atmospheric vibration, triggered by extreme temperature swings, which disrupted the European power grid. Many are calling BS, and here's where it gets weird. No signs of a cyber attack, no confirmed technical failure, and yet millions were left without electricity.
You guys, the scene in Spain is honestly creepy and post-apocalyptic. Now, you would never be able to tell. It seems like life's just continuing, but literally, there are no traffic lights. It's the last of light we're gonna see here with the sky, with the natural lighting. Everyone's concerned, everyone's suspicious. What the hell is going on? The last people walking are like suspicious. All the businesses are closed. Everything is closed, except for the Chinese stores. Is this the beginning of something more serious than we know? It's all speculation at this point, but yeah, guys, it is weird. It is weird. The energy is weird. And you would never know because the weather in Malaga, Spain, and the south of Spain is absolutely beautiful.
All right, so they're claiming that this power outage in France, Portugal, and Spain was caused by a rare atmospheric disturbance. From my understanding, they said that the temperature fluctuations in that region caused the lines to vibrate, which caused a power outage. And I have to call BS on that because how many times have you gone outside and it was 75 degrees out and sunny and a cold front went through with a storm and it dropped down to 60? All within the span of like 30 minutes. Did your power go out? How about when it's really windy and the power lines are jumping up and down? Did your power go out? No, probably not. Now, when I heard this explanation, I sent it to my friend who's a lineman and I asked if he's ever heard of anything like this. And he said, no, that's not even a thing. And he was the one that said, they sway in the wind. And I was like, oh shoot, they do. So if that explanation's not correct and they're just using it as a cover, what actually happened? Well, let's look at what the European Union has been telling its citizens to do for the past few months. The European Union urges citizens to stockpile supplies to last 3 days in case of crisis. What type of crisis? The first two, war and cyber attacks. I bet you anything that they are scrambling for an answer right now. But they don't want their citizens to panic thinking that a war is coming soon, so they give them a bogus answer. Something that in the last 50, 60 to 100 years, I have never heard of actually occurring. To be honest, I think this was a trial run for the US. I think Russia and China are stretching their legs and seeing if it was actually possible for them to do this on a wide scale.
Highly suspicious. A freak atmospheric phenomenon, huh? I'm not buying it. I agree this is a test run. Are we next?
Paint a picture of what it looks like if our power grid were to go down. Sometimes it's out for a couple days. Normally it happens regionally, it's a pain in our neck. And sometimes if it might go down regionally, we might have, another state or another city come in to help us out. If this happens 6 to 9 months, then again, it amplifies it, 1,000 to 1,000,000-fold. And so if we truly have an outage that is nationwide, that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission found that as many as 90% of Americans would die.
That's what's 90% of 360 million people.
So it's like 300 million. So
300 million people wiped off the map just like that. And how long did you say that would take?
9 months is the metric that the EMP Commission utilized.
And what does it look like if our power grid goes down?
So it really becomes almost zombie apocalypse, and it's horrific. You can't count on the police or the National Guard. They'll be at home protecting their own family. And that's exactly true.
I don't think people realize how much chaos and how miserable it will become when the power grid goes down. And just, I've known this is coming for a long time. Here's what happens in a hurricane. If anybody's been through one, they obviously know, but grocery stores are completely wiped out within about 48 hours of a hurricane coming. Just the news alone, people go into panic mode and there goes all the water, there goes all the bread, there goes all the meat, all the frozen food, all the vegetables, anything you can think of, it's gone. Gasoline, gone. The lines go around, the lines can be over a mile long sometimes. Plywood, gone. Why do you need plywood? To keep looters out and to keep debris that the hurricane's going to throw at your house from breaking windows. All the plywood's gone. All the generators are gone because everybody knows the power's going to go out. I had a very particular type of property that I was looking for because I was thinking about the grid and what's going to happen when it does go down, because I knew early on how vulnerable it was. I didn't realize it was this vulnerable. And we looked for a place that was way out in the middle of nowhere. It had to have a water source because when the grid goes down, there goes your water, there goes your medical, there goes your food, everything. It's gone. There goes the police, there goes communications. You think you're going to talk to your elderly parents? Nope, that's over. No cars, especially if it's an EMP. An EMP will destroy any electronic device within its range.
Yeah, I decided during the pandemic that everybody has lost their damn minds. So I bought a farmhouse way out of the city. I try and keep myself prepared, stocked up, but I still ask myself sometimes, would I even really want to still live through that?
You got it. Oh.
That's a crazy clip, probably AI generated, but I still don't like that creepy dome thing. I wonder how many Las Vegas residents are annoyed by that.
If you ever see a blue ball of light anywhere, run away as fast as you can because it could be life-threatening. This strange thing is called ball lightning, and it usually happens when lightning strikes the ground with full force. Although it doesn't happen often, it's so powerful that it can go right through a window or wall, melt things, and even take someone's life by exploding. Ball lightning is rare, but when it does appear, it's extremely dangerous. It can show up during thunderstorms, especially when the weather is really intense. Some people have reported seeing these glowing blue balls floating in the air or rolling along the ground, and they can be really scary. If you get too close, the intense heat can cause serious burns or worse. Ball lightning can also mess with electronics, causing gadgets to malfunction or break. Some scientists think it's made of plasma, while others believe it's some kind of energy trapped in the air, but no one knows for sure, because it's so unpredictable.
If this is in your house, leave immediately.
Realistically, you probably have better odds of winning the lottery than this being in your house, but if this is in your house, you should leave immediately. The clip that you guys just watched shows this person recording their bathroom. We can see an extremely bright light through this curtain, and we're led to believe that this is ball lightning. Now, some of you guys probably remember we have talked about ball lightning before. This is an extremely rare phenomenon that scientists really don't even agree exists, though I will say I personally do because I've seen it, and it's been documented for quite some time. A lot of people also say that ball lightning is literally able to travel through objects like windows or walls, and if that hypothesis is accurate, then it could hypothetically end up in your house, though again, very unlikely.
Yeah, they did. Oh, what the? Wait a minute. It's pulling it. What?
What the fuck is that? Oh shit.
What's eagles?
That's what I was telling you.
Okay, what if I was to tell you that there is an intelligent ball of lightning that has been known to communicate with people, attack people, and do a lot of other things, even abduct people? Yes, this is actually real. It is a phenomenon called ball lightning. I personally think that it is benevolent and not evil. Maybe some people have just been burned by it and died. I'm not sure. So people have seen ball lightning in fields. It has came into people's houses. I'm not going to bore you. There are tons of stories. If you go on Wikipedia and look up ball lightning, there are stories about it splitting into two and killing people. There are stories about people communicating with it. I personally think ball lightning is plasma and it is intelligent and sentient. I don't know if I would call it aliens or interdimensional or if it's its own third thing. I'm curious what you think ball lightning is. But I think that it's kind of reflective of what is going on in our inner psyche. So if we're feeling like evil thoughts, that might project onto us. And if we look at it more out of curiosity and love, maybe we could figure out like new magical things from ball lightning. Just my opinion. But yeah, it's just interesting that this phenomena is real and accounted for many times in history and no one really talks about it.
Now, I've never personally seen ball lightning, but I've seen this story circulating for a few years now. I'm curious if any of you have ever seen it. It kind of feels like an urban legend. There is a fair amount of conjecture between scientists on the existence of ball lightning. Is it real?
In the name of Jesus Christ, I finish this house and I ask you to leave my home. Do not come anywhere near my home. I want you to leave this house and leave right away. Instant. This house and leave right away. Instant. In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave forever and don't come forever. And don't come back. I ask you to leave forever. Do not come back into the home. Bless this house. In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house. I ask you to leave this house instantly. In the name of Jesus Christ. In the name of Jesus Christ, leave my home right away. In the name of Jesus Christ, leave my home right away.
Yeah, I'm real skeptical on ghosty videos that showed cupboard doors flying open or anything that could be pulled with an invisible string, although I'm not denying that they exist. I've had a couple strange experiences in my life that lead me to wonder. Now, if ghosts are real, I'd love to hear what your theory is on them. Are they truly just the souls of people long gone? Or are they fragments of memories somehow trapped in our timeline? I don't know, but it's fun to consider.
Nello spazio.
leggendo qualcosa su internet, non mi ricordo che ricerche stavo facendo, avevo scoperto solo che tra una casa e l'altra.
I can't help but wonder if those are some of the first instruments ever made. Those rocks do lead one to believe that if they had the ability to make those instruments, could they not make regular-sized instruments? The precise cuts in those stones, they look like they were done with a blade, but the site is thousands of years old. How do you think they made such precise cuts?
Hey megalithomaniacs, so we're at this amazing giant's tomb site called San Cosimo, about an hour and a half from Cagliari. It really is in the middle of nowhere, down a dirt track, and this is a unique giant's tomb, and we know it dates to 1400 BC. The other thing about this is that it's megalithic, it's got a megalithic frontage, and rather than just being a curved kind of forecourt, it's actually turns into this huge circle. That's why I really wanted to come here, because it really looks like a classic British stone circle. So again, this is one of 800 recorded giant tombs, officially 300 they say. This is traditionally the mountain giants lived in these giant tombs, although people say the reason they're so large is actually because there was multiple burials.
Truly, the island of Sardinia in Italy is an amazing place, filled with mysteries. There's a lot of stories of giants coming out of there. As you see, they've named tombs after them. But there's more to it. Everybody's heard of the Easter Island statues, but have you heard of these Sardinia statues? Take a look.
This is one of the most remarkable discoveries of our century, and it's an archaeological site, and it's the giants of the Monte Prama. And those are ancient sculptures, more than 2.5 meters long, and they call the giants of Monte Prama, and it's located in Sardinia. And this is one of those archaeological sites, and you can see those circles around here, or one circle, and most of the buildings are all those circles that are found in the area.
So they say these statues are the first of their kind, the first to be that large and that articulate. Were they carved by giants? Each one weighed a ton, so the question still remains, were there giants?
Hello.
I'll be at home that Santa gave you a few weeks ago.
怎么啦？嗯？豆豆，妈妈。 哎呀，真的太重了，你也根本。
Do any of you have a fat cat at home? Fat cats may be one of the funniest things on earth. They do really provide endless entertainment. Cats could probably teach us a good lesson. A lesson in not how to take life so seriously. It's a cat's life. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for coming by. See you next time.